Good day, guys. Um, I'll be going through the process of designing a simple poster using posters, a simple flyer. Let me call it flyer. A simple flyer using posters, flyer, even banner. As much as that, all you have to do when you do a banner using posters is when you get it to somewhere you want to print it, just increase the resolution with their system, and you can go on printing it. So right now, I have posters as a app has a lot of templates, but since my mobile data is off, I wouldn't have access to those templates. If you want to use templates, you can turn on your mobile data, but I don't want stuff popping up while I'm working. That's why I have my mobile data turned off. So to begin, I will click the plus button, this button here. I'll click that button, and then I can go on from there. Clicking the plus button, a lot of these five things pop up. Since I want to start from the scratch, I'll just use empty. Empty means that you're starting from the scratch. It's a blank page. So this is the dimension I'm using, 200 in width and 3000 pixel in height. So I'll go on from there. I will not have to unlock to readjust it. I like it this way. So this is my blank space. This is my blank workspace. Now I can choose any of these guys to give me whatever I want to use. Any of these guys, any one of those five guys underneath this space, any one of them. The first one is pictures from Pixar Bay. The second one is colors. The next one will be textures and wood background. The other one will be from files, and the final one is the adjustment of my dimensions. So I will go on and pick colors. The theme of the program is seemingly dark, so I'll use a dark color. I have a dark color background. What I have to do now is I can begin by adding names of the ministry and the likes, but because I want to have the best alignment and the best arrangement, I will first of all add a picture I've pre-edited. I've edited the picture earlier. All I have to just do is get the picture to bring the picture down to where I'm working, my workspace, and here comes the picture. I have edited these pictures. These are three people's picture that I matched together to become one. So having brought this picture, I know where it is. I know that this workload is going to be majorly centralized. So I can go on and say, okay, now that I have my work centralized, what next? I have this guy. The name of the people that are doing it. Oh, let me quickly show you this so that we wouldn't be on the wrong. As I have begun, another thing is I had used the same plus button that I used in the beginning to add things. So using the plus button, I have text, I have sticker, I used pictures, the picture tool to add pictures to this background. You can add GIS, you can add animations, you can even add music if you are doing a video. But since I'm not doing a video, I'm only doing a flyer or a banner. So having this guy now, I can just say, okay, since I have this guy, I want to add text. Let's say I want to add text. Let's say the name of the people who owns this project. So yes, let me quickly show you this. This feature increases the font size, while this one increases the spacing between the fonts, each text, the spacing between each character of the text. I hope you understand. This one edits the text itself. This one is color that you want it to be in. This gives you a outline. This gives you a drop shadow, whatever kind of drop shadow you want to use. This gives you a seeming text box. It's not really a text box per se, but it's seeming a text box. When you see it, when you try it, you would know what it's used for. This changes the font type. You can use this to change the font type. Clicking that changes the font type. This makes your work either capital letter or small letter. This rotates whatever you are doing. You can rotate it vertically, horizontally, any way. Clicking this aligns your work to the center. and clicking this align your work. Okay, the first one I clicked just now, the one I've clicked just now, align to the horizontal center, while this align to the vertical center. So I can go on from there. I hope you're understanding me. Now I have say solution garden. I'm moving it across the screen. I want to know where to put it. So let's assume I put it here. I've enlarged this font a bit more. I want to leave it white. So all I have to do is, but I don't like the way it's choked a bit, so I can enlarge this. I can increase the spacing between. I increase the spacing between, then reduce the font itself. So I've reduced the font and I have the spacing between. So from there I can now say, okay, what other features do I want to add? I'm adding more texts. So I add a text, the drama group. That's the text I'm adding. Now that I've added the drama group, it's equal to the say solution garden, but I want it to be smaller than it. So I reduce it drastically. I enlarge the spacing between. Then remember what I told you about aligning the center and the like. So I align the first one center, and then this one too. When I click on it, I align it center, so they will be underneath themselves in a center centralized position. This also I can align it center. Now this is in the center. Everything I have now is right in the center of the screen. So remember, it's a project presents. I want to put that present right under it also, but I don't want it to be the same font as what I had before. So I can go on and change my fonts using all of these buttons. So I want it to be a slim small font in caps lock also. So I bring it here and I align it center, so I don't have to do any stress. So now that it's aligned center, what next? I moved my, let me see if, okay, aligning center, horizontal center will not be good enough. So I have moved it a bit to the top so that it can be finer. Now I have the pictures of those who are the casts. Why not put the title of what project we are doing? So, and what's the project? The project is, let me give it a title, Watchers. So the project is titled Watchers. That's the title of the project, Watchers. So I want to change the font because the font is too slim. It's not well pronounced. So I have now all these white fonts starting from this one downwards. All of them are pre-installed fonts. They came with the app. Immediately you install the app, when you open it, these fonts will already be there. But every other ones that have been from this one, now let me mark it so that you can see, from this one upwards did not come with. You have to download them in app. You download them in app. Also, this my fonts that you see on the screen, the bottom part of the screen. When you click on my fonts, it means that you want to add fonts that you have downloaded on your phone, not on the app, on your phone to the app. So you can do that. Let me give you an instance. I click on my fonts. I have some that I've added already. I can still go on and get some that I've uploaded, that I've downloaded on my phone. These are fonts I have downloaded on my phone. So I bring them, so like that. But I'm not trying to use this, so I will move out of here. Now this is the let me choose my fonts carefully so that I can have the best. Now I have the font I'm thinking of using. Remember that I said the program has a kind of ominous dark theme. So if I use white for the title of the program, I might not be doing too well. So I'd rather like to use red. So I change the color. Remember the color icon. I change the color to red. Once I change the color to red, I have as dark as I would love to have for this. Now I've changed the color to red. So I have Solution Garden, the drama group presents, all of this. So now right now I have all the features that are most important for now. Meanwhile, some designs we need you to put, to add dates, to add venue, to add time. Most flyers, that's what they do. You add time, you add. But this one, since I'm not ready to have my time and the likes, I can just add more text and say coming coming soon. And remember, we are still aligning center, so I align this center. Coming soon, coming soon. I give it a drop shadow, a bright drop shadow red, the same red drop shadow, or yeah, let me leave it at red drop shadow. I give it a bright drop shadow like this. I align the center also. Now it is aligned center. I can even make it larger. Now, if you look at the screen, if you look properly at what we have on the screen, I mean in the frame, in our frame, don't forget that plus button you are seeing on the screen will not appear when you are done with your work. It's just there because we are still working. So if you look at the frame, your frame, you see that you have the basic features that you need, but the whole place is looking a bit shallow, it's looking a bit empty. So how do you fill this up? You can do a few things to fill it up. I will start by adding some stickers. Stickers on this app are shapes. So I'll start by adding some shapes. So I will be using this shape. I'll be using this shape. This shape in this the shapes that are underneath that category. I'm using this shape. Say I want to use this one. Don't worry, I'm still working it out. Okay, I think it's not going to be useful, so I'll get it off. Since it's not going to be useful, it's not going to be useful for what I'm doing. I'll get it off. I enlarge my watchers a bit more to have it well pronounced on the screen. I enlarge the watchers. I can bring this and take out this one now. I want to take out the color fill. I've taken out the color fill. Remember, it's still showing the drop shadow I use. So I'll give it an outline. So I give it an outline, the red outline now. Red outline, because I gave it an outline, the color fill came back. So all I have to do is go back to the color fill and reduce the color fill to, this is how I reduce the color fill to the minimum transparency I want or opacity I want. So I reduce the color fill by dragging that dot downwards, and dragging it downwards, the color fill is gone. I can increase the spacing in between. I showed you how to increase the spacing in between. So I've increased the spacing in between, and I can from there move on. Now, I said before, and I'm going to say that again, I feel like this is still shallow. So there are a lot of things I can do to make this not shallow anymore. Starting with this guy, I can start working on this guy. I'll bring on a sticker. I want to cut something out of it. So I'll bring on a sticker. I'll bring this out. I'm going to rotate it a bit, reduce it to what I would love, and then forgive me. I'm going to rotate it one more time. I want to rotate it one more time. Oh, because of where it is, it's not going to move. So let me move it. So I want to rotate it one more time. Now it's rotated the way I would like it to be rotated. So I'll reduce it. This is something that I learned to use after a long time. I learned to use this after a long time, like a long time safe. So the color of the background is black, so I'll go back to black. I'll change the color of that to black. Enlarge it a bit so that it can be obvious. Now that I have it, all I have to do, that same thing, I'll just click these three dots here. I'll click that three dots and select copy. When I copy it, it has duplicated already. So I will change the color of the new copy now. I'll change the color of the new copy. I've changed its color. Since I've changed this color, I'll move it a bit sideways and bring it down. I'll bring it down. I'll say layer down. Yes. So it's now down. Then I'll reduce it. I'm trying to move it. Don't worry. Sometimes it could run away. You might find it difficult to even pick, but over time you eventually know how to go about picking it and the likes. So now that I've moved it, I can reduce it and bring it to its brethren here. Then reduce shape. Click out of the screen, then click back on the screen for it. When I say for it, I mean my red line. It's even gone off. That's the funny thing. Okay, I have my red line back. Let me pick out my red line back. So I've placed my red line where I want it. I can reduce it the more as much as I want. Because of its slimness. One bad disadvantage about posters is that posters does not have features to move your characters outside of the working space. You have to use your hand to drag the characters on the working space, which means that if the character is crazily small, you have to enlarge it to drag it, then reduce it back, and sometimes it could be stressful. But over time, when you have started using it consistently, it wouldn't be any stress for you at all. So I will increase it a bit so that this can work as much as I want it to, and then I add it to what I'm doing. And here comes the watchers. So I can even say the movie, say, I've not even added D. So let me say D watchers. So my D can come here. So this is the watchers. Now I don't forget that it's as much as all the features I want to be pronounced is pronounced, it still feels to me like I don't have it filled yet. So I can still use more stickers. That's um more shapes. So I'm using the social media shape. I want to use the Twitter bird. You will see why I'm using the Twitter bird now. So I've rotated the Twitter bed a bit. I want to change this color to black. I'll change the color to black since the background is black. So it will blend into the background. I'll change the color to black. Then I'll move it to do this for me. So with this, we are almost done with our design. What else can I add to this screen to make it filled up? Yeah, I have something I can add. I'll go back to stickers. Stickers is for shapes, don't forget. Now, all of the shapes on posters, you will have to download them in app. All of these shape you are seeing that I'm using, I downloaded every one of them in app. Like you will see this download button on them, this download button on each of them, not the delete one, not this delete button. This delete button means that I've downloaded it. If I delete it, that means I don't want it anymore. I have to re-download it when I need it. So I've downloaded them. I can slide to move to install. I can slide to move to romantic. Whatever I need, I'll slide there. But since I just need the installed one, I can just slide down and keep going to the one I really want to use. And this is the one I want to use. Paper scraps. If you can see the screen, you see paper scraps. Paper scraps. That's the one I want to use. So I click paper scraps and I pick this guy. I enlarge this guy a bit. Then drag it down here. Drag it down here. I can copy it. If I want to duplicate it, I copy it. Then I drag it upwards and rotate it back. So right now I have my screen filled up a bit more busy, or busier, sorry. Now that my screen is busier, I can say I want to do more with this. This work is done. All I have to do, if I want to save it, is either to click on this back button here. There's a back button here. I can either click on this black back button. If I do that, this is what will happen. If I do that, the back button is what will happen. It will come showing me these changes were made. Would you like to save? So do I want to save it? Yes. Do I want to discard it? No. So I can just press save. Saving it, I have saved it. It is already on my posters. So if I want to bring it back, all I have to do is go to my design here and bring it back. When I click my design, I click that and it comes back. When it comes back, I want it to be saved as picture. I'll use the send button. I'll use the send button instead. This is the send button. I'll use this button, this one, the send button here. I'll use that send button to save it as picture. So when I use the send button, a lot of things happen at once. It's going to be saving. It's going to be saving on my device as picture. Now it's saved on my device, but it showed me where I can send it to. It's already saved on my device, but it's showing me where I can send it to. So where do I want to send it to? Let me bring back my pencil. I want to send it to Photo Studios. I want to send it here. I want to send it to Photo Studios. So I will just click on Photo Studios. Now, the reason why I brought it to Photo Studios is because I want to make it a bit busier. I want to make the whole screen a bit busier. So Photo Studios will give me that advantage. So I can clean the work up. Let me close this. I can clean the work up by clicking on that thing I just clicked. Let me see if I can show you. By clicking on this, I want to clean the work up. So when I click on this, it has options: no crop, manual correction, cloning, replace background, 3D effects, lens boost, color splash, red eye. But what I want to use is manual correction. So when I use manual correction, I slide my hand through the screen. Everything will blend down as if they were pressed, like they were printed on it. Yeah, like they were printed on it. No, nothing will exempt, nothing will stay out. All of them will just stay as one on the screen. So I have done that to this guy, and I can mark. So once I've marked it and it has returned, so I can go on and say, okay, I want to do more. Then I will just click on these 3 stars. I'll click on these 3 stars. When I click on the 3 stars, I move to small effects. I can use effects, proper effects. If I use proper effects, I have options. All of these things I downloaded, some of them are already pre-installed. Let me slide down so that I can see all of these ones are pre-installed from here, from the flowery one. Let me show you what I'm saying. From this flowery one forward, they were pre-installed, but everything that is in the box is not pre-installed. I just installed them while I wanted to use them. So this is the one I want to use. Mood effects is the one I want to use. I go to mood effects. I pick the one I have been longing to use. Then I use it. Now, you can notice that some part of my screen is seemingly covered. I won't mark yet. I'll click on this pencil. To erase some parts. So I want to erase some part of my screen that is seemingly covered. Let me use a smaller one. I want to erase some part of my screen that is seemingly covered. And I do this. I keep erasing until I get the kind of effect I want. So erasing till this end gives me this effect. I think I am satisfied with this effect. So right now I have the watchers settled. I can just mark here. So I mark here. When I mark here, it gives me option. Do I want to save as PNG or JPG or project? Okay. If I want to save as project, nothing will show. You see, saving as project is going to be on Photo Studio, but I want to save it on my phone, so I will choose JPG. So when I choose JPG, I can rename it. I can rename the file. I can rename the file and say, okay, the watchers. So I've named the file and called it the watchers. So that's the location where it will be saved. This location where it will be saved. Then I can go on and what? And save. I can go on and save it. So right now I have saved it. It's already on my phone. So you can go to your gallery and see there. You can also share it if you want to. So let's say I want to share it. Let me just share it with a person or two. Say I'm sharing it on my status. Let me just share it on my status. So you can go on and share and the like. So it's as simple as that. Thank you very much for your time. More videos coming very soon.